because the fact that you couldn't find a woman in your own country. These passport bros, I'm gonna be so real with y'all. Y'all are so ugly. Y'all are ugly.
Let me get this straight. You have been telling men for years that you don't want them, that you don't need them, that they don't meet your standards, that they don't treat you right, that you can pay for your own hair, you can pay for your own nails, you can afford your own home, you can afford your own car. Men are good for nothing. You're strong, you're independent. But then you get mad when these men go to another country to actually find a woman that has the qualities that they are looking for in a wife. Make it make sense.
It's amazing how the hate on men on the move is so strong. Passport family, men have been told that we are nothing. Men have been told that they will never amount to nothing, that they will never be anything. And God only knows that men have been told that they aren't shit for longer than I can remember. Well, this is something so incredible to me, something that puzzles me. American women have been screaming from the mountaintops that they want to be alone, that they don't want to be bothered by men. And now that men are getting their passports and they're leaving the country and they're leaving them alone, they can't handle it. American women have been begging for this for years. For years they've been begging. They've been saying they don't want to be hollered at in the streets. They don't want men coming up to them in the gym. They don't want men talking to them at work. Now passport family that they are getting what they asked for, they have no idea what to do. Passport family, welcome back to another episode of Men on the Move. Guys, before we get started, go ahead and like and subscribe. That's really going to help me out and get me to a broad audience. And now, without further ado, let's get into it.
I also want to talk about why this mindset that so many Western women have is actually extremely problematic. Because not only are you putting down the men who are going overseas with pure intentions, you're also putting down the women from these other countries solely off of the fact that they were not brought up in a Western culture. Because you're calling them uneducated, you're calling them poor, you're calling them weak, you're calling them vulnerable. You're creating a superiority complex where you are at the top and women from all these other countries are at the bottom. Now let me tell you something. If you were really superior, the men would not be leaving, and you would not be single.
And she's absolutely right, because American women are not just attacking men on the move. They're also disrespecting and degrading women from other cultures, women from other countries. And it makes me want to ask that question, whatever happened to women empowerment? I guess that only applies to women within America. And see, I know there's so many people out there that just do not believe me. So let me show you.
You pay attention to the passport bros, like they're getting women from like the DR, Colombia,
Yes.
The Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education.
I just wanted to say something about this video. So my opinion is that you cannot evaluate a person's capabilities just by how fluent they are in certain languages. It's crazy that they're talking about Filipinas and Asian women because now they're being enlightened on how caring, loving, compassionate, kind, and how much we value respect towards our partner, and men love that.
If they're not the right man for you, then let them go. You know, it just make you look like you're jealous, you're insecure. If you don't want these men to leave your country, then be a better woman than they want to. And if they want to find the woman that they want in every country that you guys mentioned, then let them go. Let them go. Let them find their happiness and be happy for them. If they fail, then that's the risk. If it didn't work for them, and that's none of your business, right?
You also have Black American women trying to push that Black men are just not liked overseas, that people in other countries don't want anything to do with Black men, that Black men, when we go over to these countries and we date their women, that we will never get the same level and treatment of submission that a man would get in his own country. And I'm here to prove that wrong, because you know I have the receipts.
Remember, there are a lot of countries that do not like black. It is not gonna end well for you. In addition to not having the complexion for protection,
It is not our fault if your man came across to Asian countries to find women and wife them up. Not to brag, Asian women are easy to please. We have reasonable lifestyle, standards, demands, and contentment in life, especially for marriage. We don't need your man to fatten their bank accounts. We just wanted to be valued, cared for, respected, and loved. So, regardless of the nationalities, we are treating our husbands or partners the same way because we definitely know how it feels to be treated like a queen.
You see, Passport family, I want you to know that your freedom is overseas. Everything that you could ever want, everything that you could ever imagine, you can find that overseas. Why is that, Passport family? It's paradise. Paradise. Understand, paradise for me does not mean that overseas is a perfect situation, but it is certainly better than what you can find in the US. So no matter if you're traveling for business, no matter if you're traveling for better opportunity, no matter if you're traveling for your peace, no matter if you're traveling for the amazing, beautiful, feminine woman that you can find outside of America. So Passport family, understand that America is just one country. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit your mind into believing just because you were born within America that you must also die. So learn a new language, Passport family. Get your passport and experience a new culture. And in closing, American woman, it's time to stop the hate. Understand that you cannot change our minds. But maybe with this message, you can change your twisted behavior.
For the women who are upset with the passport bros, so there's two ways you can handle life, right? You can either be bitter and angry at the people who have the things that you want, or you can learn from them and learn how you can obtain it for yourself. Personally, I prefer to go for option 2 because option 1 just leaves you bitter and filled with resentment, but your situation doesn't change. Whereas at least with option 2, you have a chance of actually changing your situation. If you don't like your outcomes, change your behavior. You can shame these men as much as you want. You can put down these women and put down their home countries as much as you want. You're still going to be single. It's not going to make you any more desirable to these men. A smart woman would learn a thing or two from these women. A less smart woman would choose to call them uneducated, desperate for opportunities, poverty-stricken. But regardless of all of these things that you think they are, they're still able to get the men that don't want them.
How to keep the healing.